Welcome to Prove Yourself TV. This is the moment for inspiration and motivation. We educate to activate so you can go out there and be the best you. Doctor. Here to give a big speech today. Entrepreneurs asked me to come down to Jamaica, talk about this. This is what I know from my heart. It's about putting people to work, employment. You gotta build companies, build businesses. You gotta live the life, but you gotta create that, create your own world. That's what I'm about. Hello, Jamaica. Appreciate the applause. So let me ask you a question. Raise your hand, everyone that's a CEO in here. OJ, let me see the camera. Check it out, if you can. So what do you say? 25% of you raise your hand. About that right? 30%? Okay. What do you think about Khadisha? CEO, right? CEO. Well, I'll tell you what. I became a CEO at 15 years old. 15. I'm going to tell you a little bit about that, and I'm going to ask you the question again. At 15, I was made a deal by the headmaster of my high school, my mentor, Lloyd Chin Bungi. And he said, Kingsley, I heard you were a big-time football player. How come you're not coming out for the team? I said, because I live in Buff Bay and the team is in Port Antonio. I went to Titchfield High School. I said, you know, the last bus leave before training finished. So he said, all right, tell you what, I'm gonna make you a deal. Why don't you move in with me, right? You live here so you can train. I said, wow. Sounds like a good deal, but I'm 15. Let me go talk to my mother. That's when I found out my mother really wanted to get rid of me. At least it wasn't a reform school, right? So my mother, before I even finished, went and packed up my grip, put the Betty milk in it, and some sardine and something, and some clothes, and said, go on, go do it. So at 15, I became CEO of me. So let me ask you again, how many people in here are CEOs? All right, let me see the camera, OJ. Every one of you is the CEO of yourself. Here's the problem. How are you going to be running yourself when you don't even know how to do it? So we were given the job to be CEO of yourself. And you've been lucky if you were mentored from your baby by your parents or whoever else through some system until you got to the point where you could actually be CEO of a company. Then you're CEO of other people. You're always CEO of yourself. You're always trying to manage yourself. And when you fail, the consequences are severe. Prison. You get shot. You get into bankruptcy. You get into drama or relationships. Think about how many things are coming at you every day as the CEO of you. So before you start talking about entrepreneurship, before you start talking about how you're going to run companies, before you start talking about how you're going to be rich, you better start waking up and realize that you're CEO already of you. And every time I say that, I realize people all of a sudden, whoa, you were falling asleep until I come on the scene. You wake up. Being CEO of you is the hardest CEO job you'll ever have. If you don't believe me, go read Trump right now. There's no hole big enough for him to climb into. So all the things we're doing in the darkness, what them say? Are going to come to light. Bob Marley said that. So when you're CEO of you have to find out how you can be doing the job 24/7. How many hours you sleep? How much you're reading? What are you reading? What are you putting in this computer? So nothing is wrong with university. But while you're there, you got to figure out, you're CEO of you. Whatever you do is so that you can become an entrepreneur, which is how you become the CEO of other people. That's why I'm here. I asked Pauline, what should I talk about? Boy, I bring your A game. All right, it's here. I'm bringing my reality check to you. So at 15, I became the CEO of me, and I had to start making decisions. I didn't meet my dad until I was 27 years old. I bought my ticket to go find him. He was shocked to see me. How are you, I don't know if he needed me to do a DNA test, because he has no way to tell that I'm really his son. Thought I was lying. You really my son? Let me check to see if you look like me. So I had to be CEO of me at 15, which meant I had to start making decisions. I had to start thinking about what am I going to do. And there are 3 words that I want you to learn if you're going to be CEO of you. Survive, evolve, and thrive. You're always trying to survive. You're never out of survival mode. The day you get bossy enough, and the day you get around the wrong people, the day you start getting distracted, you're going to fail. Survival means, I don't care how much money you have in the bank, I don't care your title, you're always thinking today could be the day when I lose it all. You never stop surviving. Evolve. Listen to Jamil, one of the best things I'm following right now. Every one of them sung them murder. Right? But this one, I could play 3 or 4 more. He's talking about what I'm telling you. He's talking about that. It takes time. So anybody feels so you can leave here tomorrow and blow up. That's not going to work. It just takes time. You have to give yourself time to evolve. You have to, over time, find your way and make the changes, right? Come to the fork in the road. Go down the wrong one, come back and start again. So you have to evolve, you have to change. What did she say? May I get a fight, I sell clothes, may I have to go sell banana. She didn't give up. You have to evolve. You cannot evolve if you don't give yourself time. If you don't change in your environment. You can't find anything new in your life or stand in one place. How are you going to do that? Look down at your shoes all day? Look up at the sky and pray for something to happen, like manna to fall, a Bible thing that. You have to be on the move. One of the best things that happened to me was I got a football scholarship in the United States, which meant that I had a new environment, I had to adapt to it. First night I land, they introducing me, nobody can understand what I said. I come from Buffy, I can't even talk English. What I said? Yeah man, appear yeah man. Why you keep saying yeah man to me? First job, washing dishes in the back of a cafeteria. Send home $5 a month to my mother. You have to change your environment. Don't boast if you never left Kingston. Don't tell me, right, how much you already know it. You haven't even traveled the world. You haven't been tested. How many here has started a business and failed? So go talk to them people after you're done if you feel like you already made it. And when you have established yourself and you've learned a lot about life and business, and you have secured your infrastructure and the processes, a lot of things I can't go into here. Read my books or go read other people's books. You're going to get to the point where you're thriving. You're Michael Lee Chen. You're Butch Stewart. Right? You can, then that's thriving. That's how you're blowing up. Bill Gates, Warren Buffett. So you're going to remember SET. Always remember that after today. Put up your hand if you're an entrepreneur. All right, I'm going to tell you another story and then tell me, I'm going to ask you again. OJ, you get this down. So remember this, an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur is like Khadijah. You're willing to live a life that most people would never choose to live. Boy, I'm not sleeping up. I'm always a hustle. Him, you know, him not go to the party and him have to leave early. Him come late and leave early. You know? Him a drive a little beat up car. You're living the life today that most people don't want to live. But what happens? You're going to get the rewards and live the life that they can never live. It's Friday. I'm here giving you a speech. Can you take a day off? I was here since yesterday. Fly down your wife and kids? You can do that? You want to look at my schedule? All over the world? We're going? Then we're going. Singapore, India, a bunch of places. I'll forget. I don't even check my schedule. I have a whole team. Right? Why? Because you don't know how many nights from Buff Bay may I struggle. I have to pass O level 2. I have to pass A level 2. So nobody cow down education, and nobody's saying that. But that you're not getting your education to get a job. You're getting your education to do the things that you love. So, appreciate that. So now listen to this. You're going to be an entrepreneur. And so you're going to understand, why do you want to be an entrepreneur? You better understand that. And I'm going to talk about what you need to do. And how you're going to succeed. That's it. Then we're done. Why do you want to be an entrepreneur? I'll tell you why I wanted to. So when I was a little kid, going to Buff Bay Primary, I used to walk home. And I used to stop at the supermarket my mom worked at. She wrapped the flour and the sugar and all that stuff. And I walked through, the Asian family was there. They're always nice to me. And I walk, go hang out with my mother, do some homework, and I watch her sitting there doing all that. After a while, I understood what this meant. It meant that she was doing something, getting paid for it, and using that money to give me a chance to be better. That's why I do this. How many people can I make do the same thing my mother did for me? I live on the beach in Fort Lauderdale. 3-story house, can't miss it. Ask him for the one Jamaican I live around there. I don't need to do this if I'm all about me. I won't tell you how many cars I have and how much I make. It's irrelevant. I'm past counting that right now. I need to count and just keep track of it. But I want to be counting every person that I'm going to help. Because that's what's important. The vision of my mom sitting there, cut off a little cheese and tea if somebody can't eat it, is why I do this. I want everyone to be employed. How can you have people, able-bodied, not employed? How would you like to be that person? How do you eat? What self-esteem do you have? That's the problem we have. We have excess in the world, but governments and countries find a way to make it hard for everyone to benefit. And in the end, hurting themselves. If everyone is employed, everybody that's rich today is 10 times richer. But when you control the resources, when you make it about power, when you make it about, I'm going to help who help me, and that's how it's going to be. Or you're afraid of losing power, so you don't want to make everyone too smart. That's the problem we have in our country. So that's the why. It's the love for my mother. It's the respect that I wanted to gain from not having a father. I wanted to one day said, I gained respect. But after a while, I stopped doing it to prove it to him because he was a ghost. I started doing it for my self-respect. And then I wanted to do it for honor. I want my country, who invested in me, gave me a free education at Titchfield, to one day honor it. I want to honor this country, so I'm working hard trying to do it. It's why I take planes everywhere. It's why I'm working so hard to learn, to make relationships, so that I can be of value to this country. That's what drives me. That's why I'll take a bullet for the honor I need to bring this country. That's what drives me. If you develop, though, the love, and by the way, you think you love Jamaica? You think you love the people in your life? You think you love your car? You don't know love till you lose them. 33 years in America. So when you're down here and looking at the weather, I live in that. When you have lost your country, then you know love. Go on the internet and look at the passion. It's from the diaspora. It's the people who are working 3 jobs in the US, all over the world. The only little Jamaica they get is from watching you on TV or watching you on the Instagram, watching you on social media. They love this country, but they can't get here. They can't vote. Can you imagine if the United States had a rule that says if you're outside the country, you can't vote? You lose this country the day you leave it. That is wrong. But you don't know love of this country until you're sitting where I am. Buster Mantis spent 34 years outside of the country. Talk about love. Panama, Cuba, what did he do? He came back, started a trade union to help people convert into the JLP. So you don't love this country, you start traveling outside the country and understand what's out there and why this is the most blessed country on the earth. The only disaster that will ever happen here is too much rain. I lost my grandmother when I was in medical school. I came back for the funeral. I couldn't stop bawling. Everybody embarrassed. Can't you just stop crying? I couldn't. When my mother was too busy, she was taking care of me. She used to watch Prince of Bel-Air. She said that it reminded me of me. I can't watch that show. She never saw me graduate. All that work. You know love yet? I couldn't stop bawling and put it under the ground. You have it all. You go out there and you find a way to survive and you start your business. And let me tell you something about entrepreneurship. You don't have to start a company. You go find someone else who has started one. Bill Gates has made a lot of billionaires. Paul Allen, billionaires. Steve Ballmer, billionaires. Zuckerberg started his company, Facebook, called 5 of his friends. Hey, I have a new idea, come look, come talk to me about it. 2 show up, they're billionaires today. Billionaires have created more billionaires than people going out on their own. So don't get it twisted. Starting a company is not about ego, about you don't want to work for nobody. That's not the reason. Remember what I said, love, respect, honor. That's your why. You attract money. So 5 things if you're going to start your company. You start with people. You better build relationships. Jamaicans are horrible at that. We kill each other. We talk about each other. Bad man. We can't make relationship in this country. That's a big problem. It's about relationships. I'm not here if Mr. Chin didn't give me a blind. I'm not here if Mr. Perry didn't recommend I play for the national team coming from Portland. Boy, I'm here saying he's good, but at Portland not. We fill up the team with Manning Cup. No, you got to see this kid. He was the president of the Jamaica Football Association. He and his son and I were friends. You need relationships. You don't get anywhere without that. You don't just show up at Sagicor Bank and think you're just going to show them a business plan. They need to know you. Need to understand that you need relationships. And we're not doing that. You focus on relationships in your life, every aspect. your qualification, your talent that's distributed all over the place. But your ability to get along with people is priceless. That's how you're going to learn to get along, get forward. So you start with people. I'm going to give you 5 P's. You identify a product or a service. The second P. And that product better be something that is going to benefit people and understand it and learn it and study it. You're going to sell bananas, study it. What can I do with the peel? What can I do with the banana? All these things, know your industry, know your product inside out. You have to set up some kind of process in your company from day one. How does it work? How do you get all that? Khadisha has all that down. She has her product, she has a price for it, she has her branding on, she has her location, all these things. How she gets other bananas, all that, part of your process. You got to get all that down. You have to have a sense of purpose that's bigger than just money. And that is going to drive you every day. You cannot get up out of bed just because you're going to make money today. You get up out of bed early because you can't wait to get going. You know where you're trying to go. Doesn't matter what they put in front of you. That purpose is what's going to get you places. And when you have a sense of purpose, you're attracting people to you. They love you. You're just fire burning up. Perseverance. You will never get anywhere in life thinking that it's going to be a smooth ride. If you're on a road that has no obstacle, you're on the wrong road. That's why no obstacle, because nobody no drive on it. And you do these 5 things. You focus on people and relationship, and don't be bad man, and do everything someone said something to you and hurt your feelings, and you're ready to carry on. And that's why Jamaicans kill each other for nothing. People first. Get your product, your sense of purpose. Put processes in. You can't wing it every day. And you persevere. What's going to happen? Plenty of profits. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Love you guys. Thank you.